Hello, this is Dina London, and this is jManage price set training. Price sets are used when you are in need of more fancy pricing options for events or contribution pages. For example, if I go to an event we'll go to an event that's already been created in our system. So let's say it's one of our Lunch and Learn events. And I go to the Fees tab, where I set up the fees for the event. If I scroll down, I see an option for price set, and then I have an option for regular fees. So regular fees basically allow you to list a bunch of fees and their amounts, and the person who is filling out the form can choose one of the fees, and that's it. They can just choose one, and then they complete their transaction. Many times you need a price set. You need pricing that's a little more elaborate than that, right? Maybe you have multiple choices for the person filling out the form, and they are able to choose more than one. And you want the system to be able to then add up the total. So in that case, you're going to need a price set. You're not going to be able to use just the regular fee pricing. And you can see here that when you have a number of price sets in the system, this will show you all the ones that you've created. And then you would just choose the one that you want to use, and then the regular pricing would go away. So I'm going to show you how to create a price set for when you're going to need one in your system. So price sets are created by going to Finances, Manage Price Sets. And so this area will show you all the price sets that you've created. So you want to go to this area first to make sure that there isn't already one that exists. Right? You don't need to create a new one. If one has already been created, you can use them over and over again. So you want to try and keep this area as simple and as organized as possible so that you don't have a lot of price sets that actually all do the same thing, just with a slightly different name. So in this case for today, we're going to create a new one. We're going to go to Add Set of Price Fields. And we're going to give our price set a name. We're going to call it Adult Retreat. And we're going to say that it's used for an event. So you can say you're not going to use the membership, but you will be using event and contribution. So depending upon whether you're using the price set for a contribution page or an event, that's what you would choose. You can choose both if you want to, if you plan on using it for two things, which is also common. And then you choose a default financial type. Now don't worry if some of the items in your price set are going to flow into different financial types. You'll be able to choose another financial type for each field. So let's just say I want to click on event fee for my overarching financial type. And then I'm going to click Save. Now it's going to ask me for each field. So now let's say, what is the first thing that I want to have a price for? So let's say it's Member Full Retreat. And I'm going to say, well, do I want it to be a select box, a radio box, a check box, or do I just want it to be Member Full Retreat? So let's say I'm going to say I want this to be check boxes, and I want this particular field to be let's say we're going to change it to retreat fees. Right? And with this one, we're going to say member full. And let's say that's $360. And then we're going to say non-member full. Let's say that's $450. And then let's say we need some more choices. Maybe we need member 1 day only. And let's say that's 180. And let's say non-member 1 day only is $250. And you can see there's always a lot of help fields you can have in the price set and for the fields themselves. You can also have these fields active on a certain date and expire on a certain date. That way you can have fields that are essentially like an early bird discount. And you can have your fields as required or not required. Let's say we want people to pick one of these, right? So now we're going to click Save. And now here's our retreat fees checkbox. And let's preview what it looks like. So now retreat fees, I have to pick one of these: member full, non-member full, member 1 day, non-member 1 day. But let's say I want more fields in my price set. So let's say I want a field called single supplement. And let's say the single supplement is $75. And let's say we want the financial type for the single supplement to be something else. It doesn't matter for our example, but you can see that I can make that particular field a different financial type. And I can also, again, give help on my field. I can also say display amount or not display the amount. So let's just display the amount, and we're going to add the single supplement. And let's say I want to add one more field. How about I want people to donate to the scholarship fund. And I don't want to put a price. I want them to be able to give whatever they want. So in this case, I'm going to put the number 1 here, and then I'm going to say display, do not display the amount. That way, whatever they put in there will be multiplied by the number 1. And again, you see I can change the financial type to something else. So now let's preview our whole price set. So now you see I have to pick one of these. Maybe I also want a single supplement. And maybe I want a scholarship fund and I want to give $50. So there's my total. Well, now I'm looking at this and I'm saying, well, maybe I don't like my single supplement. Like maybe I just want it to be one choice of $75, not that I have to put a 1 in there. So I'll close out my preview, and then I'll go to my single supplement, and I'll click on Edit Price Field. Now the problem here is that I've already made it a text numeric quantity. So if I don't want it to look like that, and I've already made it this input field type of text numeric quantity, I'm going to have to delete it and start over. So I'm going to click here, More, Delete, Delete Price Field. Then I'm going to click again on Add Price Field. And let's write in single supplement again. And let's say I want it to be a checkbox. And let's say I just want the checkbox to be yes, and I want it to be $75. And then I can click Save. Now we can look at what does that look like. Oops. So now I could just have clicking yes and $75. And let's say, okay, now it's showing at the bottom and I want it to be in the middle. All I have to do is click the little arrow and it will change the order. So now I can preview all my fields again and I can say, yes, 360, yes, single supplement. Maybe I want $50. And then it will add it all up. And then I can take this price set and I can embed it into my event. Another thing that you can do with price sets is that you can add a credit card discount, a credit card fee. There's more information about that in our support portal, but basically what you have to do is create the field as a checkbox field. And when you do that, you'll notice that there's an option for field calculates automatic additional percentage. And if you click that box, you'll be able to add a percentage to your price set, which would add automatically add that percentage if anybody used any of the payment methods that are in your event. Again, there's more information on using this feature in our support portal in the document entitled Price Sets. But suffice it to say that it is available for you. And again, if we go back to Finances and we go to Manage Price Sets, we'll now see our Adult Retreat price set here, where we can edit, preview, we can look at the settings, maybe add some help text, disable or delete or copy it. Keep in mind that once you create a price set and once it is in use by an event or contribution page, you can't delete it. So that's why also being careful about what you're creating and how you're going to use it in the future is really important, because once you have transactions associated with a price set, unless you delete those transactions, the price set has to stay in this list. If you have any further questions about price sets, you can send an email to support@jvillagenetwork.com, or you can come to our open office hours, which we hold weekly. Thanks so much for attending.